Step into the spotlight.
Hey guys, Underground Geek here. How'd you like that title? Well, I got news for you. This is a pretty good book. The only problem is it's got the wrong name. This would have been a perfect book if you would have changed the cover, which I want to get to in a minute, and if you would have called this All New X-23. Because this is X-23. This is not Wolverine. And the sooner they understand that, the more comic books they'll sell. But so I want to talk about this cover here because the cover disturbs me for all kinds of reasons. First of all, if you look at the cover from a distance, it almost looks like he's wearing tall leather boots with underwear and like no pants because the color is so washed out. Second of all, she has got no female features, but yet you give him this awkward bulge in the front of his pants. Look at that from the side view there. You couldn't just draw just a round cup shape to his crotch. You had to actually like put indentions and shapes and stuff. That's weird. That's really weird. Okay. Are you the character's gay? Are you trying to like accommodate somebody that's looking for crotch bulges? I don't really understand. This is supposed to be a kid's book. But other than that, pretty good cover. Moving on, let's talk about the writer here, Tom Taylor. Juwan Cabal is the artist. Nolan Woodard is the color artist. Corey Pettit did the lettering. The main cover artists, I don't know why they keep doing two different people for the cover. But it's Terry Dodson and Rachel Dodson. I guess they're married or something. I guess that's why maybe they always work together. But yeah, a little awkward on that cover there. Let's talk about what it says. Sneak! Sound effect right off the bat, trying to get you excited. But I really wish, if you've watched my videos about the Thor versus Hulk or Hulk versus Thor Champions of the Universe, that's a really good series, and in the beginning they've got two little bubbles above each one of them's heads that says basically what they are. Okay? It says Thor Odinson, got a hammer, Thunder God. Hulk, hit by gamma radiation, now the Hulk. Something simple that the kids can understand, but also good at the same time. And here they get a little bit too long because they break it down into two different things. And I won't go into it, but basically we start out the book here and it says Japan a lifetime ago. They think they're clever putting stuff like that in there, but they're so pretentious that everybody already is on edge. And then when you put something stupid like a lifetime ago, everybody's like, oh God. So basically, this guy Miramasa is building a sword for Wolverine, and he also built a shield, which I think that they probably kept out of the storyline until now. Kind of like a Deus Ex Machina, but basically he built he made a sword for Wolverine to use as revenge. And she said, "Did you tell him?" And he said, "No. Logan has his weapon forged from his soul for his revenge. It is all he needs in this moment. One day he will need the other, and he will come to protect himself or to protect his family. You know what's going to happen? He's going to have the shield, and Laura's going to get it because she has to be better than everybody." But then it says a bar in the middle of nowhere now. We get it, you're clever. So then we have Daken sitting there drinking. He wants some water, and this dude immediately comes up and starts bothering him. Daken's not having it because obviously he's got black fingernails. Who's going to put up with talking to average people? So then he says something's wrong. And he asks him what's in the drink, and they said, "I don't know, what are you talking about?" He goes, "Everybody in here smells nervous, you most of all. Something's going on." So then they attack him. A fight starts. It's a pretty cool little fight. He's basically making quick work of them because they can't fight back. And then he says, "Who brings an electrified net gun to a bar fight?" And she says, "This isn't a bar fight." So then she captions and goes, "You don't know me, but every person here knows you. We are the orphans of X. You deserve what's coming for you." So I guess these are people that's had family members or somebody die thanks to the X-Men. And so then they just basically call in an airstrike on him. Everybody jumps out of the building and they just blow the whole building up. So then we go to Roosevelt Island, New York, the newly gifted home of Laura and Gabby Kinney, because they had to have everything given to them because they can't earn anything. And the little girl's saying that she needs a hero name now. And she said, "You're called Wolverine." She says, "I need a name of my own." And I was like, "You both need a name of your own because you're both riding on the coattails of someone else." So then they keep talking. She gets a call from the police. She shows up with the little girl. What's the little girl's name? Gabby. She gets there with Gabby. Gabby's in her little costume. I kind of like Gabby's costume. And they see Daken's arm hanging from a rope with a note on it. And the note has the Orphans of X symbol on there. So she knows what's going on. She smells the note, and the note smells like the facility that she came from as a kid. She'll never forget that smell. So then she's telling Laura about it, and after Laura falls asleep, she decides to go on a mission. And she gets the help of Angel, what's his name? Can't think of it off the top of my head. Warren, yeah, Warren. And he uses his helicopter to fly her to the facility. And I don't really like his personality in this book, but he's only in it for 5 seconds, so I'll let it pass. So then we get a splash page here of her walking down through this ice. I mean, it's a very generic splash scene, very cheap art. I mean, you couldn't give me a little bit more color or detail than this. I mean, zoom in or something, because the most detailed drawing is her walking through there, just walking with her arms crossed. So she's remembering how she had to kill her mother, which is a very sad part in the story. I mean, I'm starting to feel for this character. And the ghost of her is leading her into the facility door. Very cool. She rips the door off. She's walking down through the facility. She's remembering what she's had to be through. She's trained to kill for the highest bidder, crime bosses, heads of multinational corporations, a presidential candidate, and finally, Sutter, the man who owned and ran the facility, and his family. But that's when the killing stopped. So I would just like to point out here that I'm not going to say anything about the presidential candidate, but anyway, the one standing next to him looks an awful lot like somebody else we know. She says, and that rebellion manifested in those halls. This is where I cut them all down, everyone who'd hurt me. You can see all the marks where she's trashed everything, and she can kind of see herself in the glass. So then she goes into the room that has the lights on, and when she gets in there, she says, "Daken, Daken," because there's someone in a tube there. So obviously she assumes it's Daken, and she slashes it open. She says, "It's okay, I've got you. You're safe now." And then when all the ooze kind of falls off her, she says, "Laura." And then Laura says back, "Mom?" And then that's where we end it. And so obviously someone has cloned her mother and brought her back to life. So we know that's not going to be good. And so let's read the writer's page here, or the editor's page. It says, "Welcome to all new Wolverine Legacy, true believer. Assistant editor extraordinaire Christine Harrington here to answer all of your questions about Laura, Gabby, and Jonathan, the actual Wolverine." When asked what we could do with the notion of legacy in the series, Tom Taylor came back to us with an intricate story touching not only on Laura's own sad past, but also on that of her mentor, Logan. How do we meld the rich past of these characters with their bright futures? Only the Orphans of X can answer that question, my friends. Speaking of questions, let's get to the letters. And then basically talking about the letters. So they're just giving a, basic rundown of all this kind of stuff. And then we have this weird cut story after the fact. Back where Laura was, all of her origin and everything. I don't really understand why they did that, but anyway, so let's get back to the beginning of the story here. I would just like to say that I really like this comic. I don't guess I really liked it. I liked it better than the other ones. There wasn't really that much action in it, but it didn't need any because it's basically just opening everything up. You're getting a lot of lore, you're getting a lot of story here. But here's my thing. This shouldn't be called All New Wolverine. They should just call it All New X-23. That would have been more interesting. Or maybe Wolverine Legacy. You know, so it's basically got his family in there. And why didn't you have Wolverine in it more than a couple pages? And Daken was in it only like 3 or 4 pages. And then you've got Daken on the cover when he's not really even in the comic. He gets basically killed. Not really killed, but taken care of. How many pages am I in right here? I'm in page 9, but I'm really only like 4 pages in the story. And nothing really else happens besides that except for story building, the sad story of Laura. And it's just, it's a good character building issue. You know, you see the little Wolverine there with her little suit. She looks pretty cool. I like Gabby in her little suit. Very reminiscent of Wolverine. But Laura is not Wolverine. I mean, you can't just wear somebody's costume and be Wolverine. It doesn't make any sense. You're not nearly the character that Wolverine is. Just call her All New X-23 and this would have been a perfect comic. But I have to say it's a lot better than some of the other ones except for the title. But I would definitely recommend where this story is going just to find out what's happening. I want to see what really happened to Daken. I want to see what's going on with her mother. It got me intrigued. Okay, it's one of the better ones. But at the same time, the artwork is really not that good. It's good in some places and not in others. But I really feel like it could have been a little bit better. And can we finally draw Laura like a woman? Can you give her some boobs? I mean, my goodness. Does she have to look like a dude from the back? She doesn't even have a nice butt. But anyway, that's just me being picky. But tell me what you think about this comic. I kind of liked it, other than the title and other than the cover looking like some kind of gay porn mag. But all right, guys, hit the thumbs up button, hit the notifications button, and let me know what you think about this comic if you're still reading it. Let me know what you think about the review, and give me some ideas for some more comics I can review. I'm trying to venture out and do something a little bit different. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Underground Geek out.